And we're back.
I'm down for working at a factory.
Oh, no, 1st of June. I'm down for working at that meats factory, but I don't want to do like shady jobs.
No, we're just gonna do a whole side quest that is just factory work day in and day out.
We're just gonna deliver pizzas.
So
we all become echoes.
3 weeks is just rolling for each individual like delivery job that you do. I think that's what everybody wants to see.
You get a natural 20, someone gives you a $5.
Oh no. Okay, we're back. Please let us know if the sound is better or if things have changed. That'd be really helpful.
Testing.
Testing.
Sounds normal now.
Hey, there we go.
Yay.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
When in doubt, turn it off and on again.
Yeah, that's literally what we did.
Don't tell people that. I'll be out of a job.
Yeah. So,
That's 95%
you all,
of the issues.
welcome back to Starfinder. You all sit or stand around this compound of Seljun Demay. You have now spoken about the items that you want to buy. So Seljun kind of turns to all of you. So, this has been real fun, but the sun's gone down and I need to get my beauty sleep.
Right.
Ah! Sorry.
What's so funny?
Nothing. Me too. Face laughs.
I missed the sunset.
He turns and...
Ooh, thanks, Talon.
Seljun, we have to be on our way. Help us get into Perdido.
So,
very well.
can we meet you tomorrow?
Why tomorrow? Let's go tonight.
Because we didn't want to go to the ship and
Re what?
I don't know, like restock, restore.
We have everything.
I'm down
Why
for
would
going to
we?
the ship.
Our ship's in a good spot.
I mean, we
Let's
don't have
go
to
tonight.
move the ship.
It might make sense for us to leave in the morning.
Because
Going
also,
in at night
I want to
as it
prepare
does
the
at night.
Fast
ship.
forward to the morning.
Yeah, we'll fast forward. But
Going in at
RP
night
we could do
would
in the
be more suspicious as a delivery.
what do you suggest, Seljun?
Well, I don't really know what it is you all plan to do to take this individual out. And also, Spice, I wouldn't go back to Perdido if I were you, to be quite honest.
Why do you say that, Seljun?
Well, everyone thought you were dead. And that boy, Julian,
Space shivers.
Bub's ears pick up.
he didn't believe it. He said, I know she's still alive. Even when he was broken and in the hospital, he said she's still alive. And he left. And that girl,
Allie.
Aoi, left behind. And if I were her, I would blame you, Spice.
I love Allie. Spice is... You can see she was like excited about trading for stuff and like excited to go in, but now she's like stone. She is frozen. I thought he didn't make it out. I thought none of them made it out.
Well, he was alive 6 months ago, but who knows now?
Spice covers her mouth.
Bubs like kind of makes the motions to like kind of like comfort her, but then he like stops. He doesn't know what to do with his hands.
Okay.
Where's Allie?
Well, she's working at the inn, but times are tough. And I know the governor's looking to move in as soon as he can.
Take me there. Take me there now.
I don't think you want to go, Spice, but I'll take you.
We have to go.
Yeah, we can
Spice.
go. But let's get some more
We should
information. What's up with Tetsu, that bounty guy we're bounty hunting?
The governor.
That's his name. Okay, the governor. Yeah.
Well,
What's his deal?
He helped the GPF in some way. I still don't really know the details, but they propped him up in this sinecure job. He just goes to bars and clubs on certain days and lives this life. He doesn't do any real work. It's a reward for something.
So, okay. There's been other bounty hunters that have come and failed. Have you known of any of them, or?
A few.
So it seems like he should be what I would have thought would be an easy bounty because he's got so many vices. Does he have guards and stuff when he's out?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Well
GPF
guarded.
garrison on Perdido has several companies of soldiers, but even beyond them, he has this GPF captain, heads up his guard, named Meeg.
Oh.
turns. Yeah.
You know Meeg?
Meeg, I grew up with Meeg. She and I, we're in the GPF together. She and I piloted together. I love her.
Well, she's changed, Spies. People change. And
Oh my God,
she
you
drank
don't
the
say.
Kool-Aid.
The GPF Kool-Aid?
Wow, that's awful.
None other. She's dangerous.
People change all the time, you know. Sometimes you think it's hard to accept a new kind of reality, and then 5 or 6 years go by and it's the new normal, and you don't recognize who you are anymore.
Well, listen here, Pinky. It's different. Everybody here.
Stop.
You okay?
Matt laughing made me laugh.
Yep.
Everybody here blames Spies
What?
for Julian leaving.
Oh my God.
He held the GPF in check for a time. And when his parents were still alive, well, they helped too. But one by one, people disappear.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
People might change, but there's anger that stays.
I feel that. Spice, this is a bigger battle than just the bounty.
Yeah.
So we're not only talking cover, we're talking disguises and no slip-ups.
I'm ready. I need to go see Aoi immediately.
No.
If she doesn't forgive me.
If you go see Aoi, who works at the inn, we don't know if she's drunk the GPF Kool-Aid.
He turns to you, Shade. You said you're a delivery driver. You want to take the van?
I would most likely be capable of driving it if that's what you're asking.
He looks a little confused. Oh, he turns to you. Edgar. Sorry. You want to drive the van?
I would be honored to drive your Eats Meats van.
Come on, then. And he kind of begins to hobble off back towards this gigantic, oversized bus. You're walking with him?
Yep.
So it brings you around to the side, and you can see where there would be like a driver's seat. There is what is like the unrolling metal thing that you see over shops that close at night.
Mhm.
It's like a grate that just rolls down. But as he approaches, almost seeming to sense his approach, it just rolls up, and you can see within, almost like the interior of this bus has been converted into a garage. There's a little lift that can lift things up, and then within you can see this old Jacinto, similar to what in our timeline is like an Econoliner.
Mhm.
This is just like the Jacinto van that every small company uses to deliver its stuff. It's like you can see this on any world, anywhere. This is a little bit of an older model. Yeah. A little bit of an older model, and you can see spray painted across the side the official logo of Eats Meats, and it says beneath that, Perdido's favorite since 2240. But he pulls out from a pocket a real set of like car keys, like real actual keys.
Damn, I haven't
that
seen
have to be
those.
inserted into a physical vehicle to turn it on. I prefer it this way. People can't steal it quite so easy. You put it in the ignition. Let me show you. And he opens the door and he shows you how to activate and turn on this Jacinto Community Drive 2133. He also says, now, a little bit different than the standard model. This is a little bit resistant to laser blasts and things of an energy nature, but kinetic weapons really will go right through.
Understood.
Good. And I don't know how much she understands this, but I would keep spies hidden if I were all of you.
I hate to ask more of you, but I know it is not on your list of items for sale. Do you happen to have anything that would hide Spice's appearance?
Nothing more fancy than a bag or a box, but give me a few days and maybe I can come up with something.
Thank you.
He drops
I have an
the keys
idea.
in your hands. Yeah.
So those arms that you're gonna take off and replace them with your better arms, what if I pose as a Kasatha and I can wear the Kasatha hijabs, or, you know, they wear the masks, yeah. And I can pose as a Kasatha.
That sounds like an idea. if you want, I can sell you these arms.
How about you just give them to me because we killed that worm, Seljun?
Make a diplomacy check.
You
Okay.
get my bonus in this item.
Oh yes,
The
you do.
plus
Right,
two.
you did. You use your.
You
gift
haven't
defeat.
used my, yeah.
I meant to
Nice.
say. Okay, it's gonna be pretty good. 27 plus whatever you have.
You just get a,
Or plus.
oh, you
8.
get a deal. You can attempt an appropriate skill check at the GM's discretion to influence a merchant and receive a 10% discount on one item you purchase with an item level no greater than your character level -2.
Okay, it's certainly lower than that. So he looks you up and down, and he just says, "Again, when I said it was an idea, I didn't say good for a reason, but all right."
Hey, we're gonna try. We're gonna try something. That's better than nothing.
He turns to you for a second, looks over at Echo, and then back to you. Can I have my arms now?
Yeah.
Thank you. And he picks them up with his current arms. Give me just a minute.
Okay.
Don't forget the rest of the stuff,
He
please.
turns back in.
Thanks.
You want the colliginous shadow pistol?
And a lock, please.
And the lock, all
Thank
right,
you,
all
thank you, thank you.
And he hobbles back in.
And the temple leap.
He comes back after a little bit, lugging a big, black, dimpled carbon fiber case. You can see there is the GPF logo across it, very scratched. You would imagine this is not a legitimately acquired weapons crate.
Looks
However-
like my sniper came from there.
I mean, it's a very similar kind of condition. But he pulls this out and clicks the 2 clips on it, and it opens up, and you can see there are 2 items within it. But he pulls out and hands to you this pistol that looks almost like it is formed of polished obsidian. This is the colliginous shadow pistol, and he hands that to
This is
you.
cool.
He reaches into his pocket and he just pulls out a lock, and he hands it over to Shade or to you. Gives you the lock. I don't have an item card for it because it's just a lock. It's, of all the cards that I made, that's like one of the 2 that I didn't make because I was like, who needs to know what a lock does? But it's a level 6 lock.
Level 6 lock.
And there's one other thing you said, right? Oh, the arms, right. So he comes out now, these new arms attached, and you can see the old arms that he has, still warm, still a little wet on the end. You do notice that something has been removed from the palm. It's like a little gap space. And you can kind of recall he had accessed the data pad and was doing things, probably like an interfacing device.
Mm-hmm.
But he gives you the arms, and you can add it's the most basic prosthetic arm tier. I believe it's level 2.
Okay.
Now you're an armorer instead of just a murmurer.
She holds them up. Well, you have to put them on. I can't just walk
wear them around your
That's
neck.
an engineering, or is
No,
that
and
You
I
want,
want
me to remove your other arms?
No, I want you to put, like, I want to be a Kasatha. I want you to give me the...
Spies, I think you misunderstand the level of complexity that I'm capable of achieving. You're asking me to produce for you working arms. I can't do that. But
Damn it! Alright, so I'm just gonna have these floppy arms.
I got an old leather belt.
Oh.
We can attach them. I mean,
I got some fishing wire.
Would I
We
be
could just.
able
Okay.
to
Spice, like,
make them like
wedding dress
mechanical
style,
arms
holds
with like
up
a
her
little
body.
backpack?
you could
thing?
probably do way more than what he
Oh,
is
cool.
talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you
I
could
could-
use, like, with a little bit of time and some
Yeah.
UPVs, you could probably outfit them to do basic movements, kind of in a little bit more complex than like those prosthetics where you move one and the other moves.
Okay.
But you could probably make them move a little bit more independently than that.
Okay.
Function and would take a little bit more work, but even that is probably obtainable.
Okay.
They're not going to be true prosthetics. They're,
Right.
you know,
just for show.
yeah.
Okay. I could
I can,
probably
like, do
work
this.
on them.
I got an extra jacket, and you can stuff them up the sleeves.
Yeah, we'll take
Okay.
the extra jacket.
All right.
How about the temple leaf? That's a jacket.
Turns and he says, "It's actually not. It's a whole set of armor,
Damn
and
it.
it's very high end.
I know.
And I went through some pains to get it.
Yeah, who did you... What lieutenant did you have to kill to get that?
I didn't kill anybody for any of this.
Have your people do it, like us.
Well, anyways, before we look a gift Vesk in the mouth, okay. We should maybe go back to the ship and install your arms, install this lock.
Why can't we just install it in the back of the van on the way there?
You know, maybe some sleep and some stuff would be nice.
I don't know why. Why do you want to go back to the ship so bad? I don't get it.
I need to structurally modify those arms
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, whatever.
in a way that's not capable in the back of a van.
Sure. There's a lot that you can do in the back of the van, but installing prosthetic arms probably isn't the best option.
That what I didn't even say that for
The
the
van's a
record.
rock and don't make mechanical arms.
I'm heading back to the ship.
All right,
Fair enough.
Seljun, thank you, and she throws you the battery, or she throws Seljun the battery anyway, even though he said he didn't need it.
He catches
Don't
it.
say I never did anything for you.
Bubs will
Never.
take the arms and he'll follow Shade. He's gonna try to like get ahead and walk with Shade back.
Okay,
Try
sure.
to like be with him.
I'm gonna stick behind real quick and just look at Seljun and say, you know, I knew Spice had a great taste in friends because I'm her friend, but you've really blown it out of the water. Thanks.
He considers that for a second, and he says, "You don't know Spice very well, I don't think."
No. At least not for very long. And probably not the iteration of Spice that you knew. Thanks for warning us, though. It probably won't go very far, but we're here because our life depends on it.
People change. I guess we'll see how much. In a way, I'm excited that Spice is back. Things are gonna get wild around here.
Maybe if we can get rid of this figurehead, things might be better. Maybe
I've
not.
thoughts about that. But we'll see.
Alright, see you in the morning.
Have a good night.
Good night! And I'll scamper off to hang out with Echo.
No problem. So you all make your way back. Is there
I
something-
imagine we're probably gonna get in the ship first.
Sure. You guys make it maybe like 5 minutes ahead of
Yeah.
the next group.
Shade, could I, like, watch you work on these?
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Where are you gonna do this? Like in
It's probably going to be in the engineering bay to start,
Okay.
and then probably to actually install them might be in the med bay, but
okay.
depends on
Bubs
how
will
they're
be
constructed.
in the engineering
It's an
bay.
in the moment feeling kind of thing.
Well, it's like if it's just like a little backpack you put on versus like, am I actually surgically installing them?
That really is up to you guys.
Right, that's the thing. So that's the thing.
That's
It
gonna
might be the med bay,
crazy.
You're
might be
not.
the engineering.
So
Not
yeah.
surgical installing
So
shit.
I want
I'm
to
pretty good
do
at it.
so in the engineering bay. I imagine Shade's probably starting to get working on them.
Oh, I can't until the arms are.
No, I brought the
Oh,
arms. Okay.
cool.
I
Put
don't
'em on. Start working on making them functional.
I don't know why things have to be so complicated.
I love that you chose Shade.
Yeah, I love that you show Shade while he is in like what is probably for Shade the only like Zen activity
Yeah.
that he has on the ship because nobody will leave him alone in the cockpit. Amazing.
And there's like some
Classic.
quiet because I imagine Bubs feels a little bit somewhat like there's like a quiet kind of love language where Bubs just like sits around Shade and like he doesn't say anything and just Shade just works. Either he's like piloting or doing something and he feels it's kind of like a love language where it's like they both understand where they are and they're okay with it. Maybe Shade doesn't feel that, but Bubs feels that.
Yeah, I think that's probably
yeah.
more accurate.
I don't know. Maybe I just need to think about something else.
And he's gonna like take out a pen.
Do you mind if I don't know, like drew your like a portrait or something while you work?
I do not care.
Okay. Just stay still for a second,
And I'm gonna take out my Polaroid camera and I'm gonna get like a frontal shot of his face.
With his eyes rolled back.
No.
His eye.
And
Yes.
what he's gonna do is he's going to wait for the picture to develop, and then he's gonna start drawing on the back of the picture.
Okay.
She's just doing the same thing the whole time.
I'm gonna-
working on this thing.
I'm gonna draw what I think you probably looked like when you were younger.
Shade's not gonna
Yeah.
respond to that.
And I imagine just some time passes. It's very much like one of those conversations where you're just kind of just
Where it's
working.
like-
Yeah.
Really not a conversation so much.
Yeah,
as a
but Bub's
monologue.
in Bub's mind, he thinks, yeah, this is good. This is how we interact. It's just Bub says one couple things, and you're just like, yeah, okay.
I think the funny thing is, even though Shade doesn't necessarily feel the same way, from the function of the relationship, it still is. There is a parody to that kind of feeling, because it's just sitting, and that is technically what Shade is doing, and I assume thinking as well. It's just there's a lot less love language involved in it. But all right. So you spent some quiet time in the engineering bay.
Shade,
Yes, Bubs.
what did you look like? What was your hair like? What color?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I'll just paint it a little black in here, and
He's gonna like start doing the face, and the face is going to it's gonna cover the outline of the Polaroid picture. So if you flipped it around or you like held it up against a light, you would see it matches the face of the outline. And he's gonna start filling it in.
Shade,
Shade's lighting a cigarette for this.
for like, just drawing purposes, that eye that you had, the one that you're missing, was it the same color and size and like, it's just, I know it's a dumb question, but...
Bubs, all of these questions, I don't know.
Oh, okay, I'll just try to fill it in. Do you know how you lost it?
What would you... No.
Oh, sorry. I guess that was a bit too much to ask. It's just, I don't know, it's interesting to think about, and I want to think about anything else right now, but what's going on with me and Spice, and it's in the community college at Orris Bay, we learned about something called phantom pain.
In the 2 days.
Yeah.
We learned
It's a
that
whole lifetime.
we learned that sometimes when the body is missing a part, it feels sensation that it was already there. Specifically about how if you have lost an eye, there are side effects. And one of the side effects is hallucinations. Something about the nerve in the eye.
What science books are you reading, bro?
Something about the nerve in the eye
He's not wrong.
interacting with the memories in the brain. Have you ever had something like that?
I don't know.
It's okay not to know. I don't know the answer for what's going on with me right now. But I feel comfortable being with someone else who can maybe be okay with not knowing things. I never really thanked you for helping me on Horace Bay when we dealt with Red and it was just you and me in that room.
You don't need to thank me.
I know. But I feel like you at least understand in these like quiet moments that we have together that you understand that maybe just my presence is enough, and that's my thanks for you. And maybe, I don't know, I know I'm not the best with words and all that and all these things, but maybe just our silence is enough to express to each other how we feel.
And then he's gonna like give Shade the picture. He's done with it, and if you like, he's gonna put like a little string, and he's gonna like spin it around. And if you like look at the picture like real quick, like as it spins, it shows like half old Shade with the eye patch, and then young Shade, like a normal kind of like a bit younger, black hair. I imagine his eye is blue, and the other one's blue as well.
Okay.
Is that what it is? Your eye right now? I think.
No, it's like
Whatever color your eye is right now.
carbon fiber.
Yeah, whatever color the carbon fiber is, he probably painted both of them. And as it spins, you can kind of see like a image of old Shade and new Shade. kind of mixed into one.
A new shade of shade.
Mm.
Sorry.
Can't tell you 10 out of 10 for drawing the connection about Shade being comfortable just not knowing stuff. Oh, also, I'm personally crushed that Shade probably is reciprocating none of the emotions to this. But, oh man.
No, Bubs is okay a little bit.
I
with
know that, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
personally am crushed on Bub's behalf. Man, that's devastating. Okay.
Bad.
And he's probably just gonna stay in there a little bit.
Bubs. Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Ever since I was hacked, it had been happening before, but very lightly, almost imperceptible. But there are feelings that I have that I cannot attribute to any sense of self. I don't know how to describe it, but it has been worse recently.
So it's not like a phantom pain, but it's like something else.
I hope you know that as a member of Mosaic Team 5, I hold the utmost respect for you. Which is why certain feelings that I have, I cannot explain. And it causes me a deep sense of dread.
You don't have to feel pressure to explain anything to me. We can just sit here and be quiet with each other. But if you want to say something to me, maybe, an hour later or whatever, just I'm passing you a tool or whatever.
I hold a deep resentment for you. And I cannot explain why.
Bubs is like shocked. He doesn't know what to say. But he, in a way, he understands that Shade doesn't mean any malice by it. It's just the way it is.
Okay.
I apologize.
No. It's okay. I want you to know that while I don't understand, I still am okay being in the silence with you, no matter how you feel.
Thank you.
And I imagine Bubs is gonna sit there in the silence with Shade. Maybe like handing him a tool if he like needs one or something, and maybe he might, if he allows it, try to hopefully not go back to the armory tonight.
Okay. Yeah. 10 out of 10.
That's great. I loved every moment of that. That was
Yeah.
some good shit.
I was sitting here just being like, oh man, I have the best friends. Yeah, so well done.
That was good.
So the time ticks by in the armory, and one by one you pass tools and you allow this silence to be a little bit of comfort in the chaos that is your mind right now. But as this happens, elsewhere on the ship, is there anything else that people want to do before progressing forward to the morning?
Yes, but I need a minute.
Yeah.
Oh
So good.
Whoa.
This is like where I'm really upset that the Elgato is not working, because then this is where I like put myself off stream and I just am like, damn, this is good to watch. But yeah.
Approaching the ship, I'm gonna go look at the outside of it.
Yeah. Covered in brown paint is your ship.
Yes, but specifically the belly of the ship.
Okay.
Is there like any buttons or like a hatch or something?
So much like your ship up there, there's a hatch that comes down to open up to the cargo bay, and there's a button that opens that.
but like the area between the cockpit and that hinge, where on the schematics there was the bowels of the beast.
I see what you're saying. So you go
The
over and kind of look
bio.
underneath where you remember that other computer. And it's located in a place where it would be central to the ship, so almost it's the core of the ship in a very literal sense. Almost like if this ship were an entity, a living being,
Yeah.
it would be the heart.
Echo.
Echo's like clanks back down the ramp into the ship. Yes, Gibbs.
I'm too short to reach the ship from here.
Echo clonks over because sand. Gibbs, what are you trying to do?
Remember what I told you? I just wanted to do a little medical check on the ship. Make sure everything's good here.
Echo thinks for a minute. I do not know if your medical knowledge would be useful on this ship.
Yeah, neither's my height, so you want to give me a hand, or...
Echo kind of
Another
looks
day.
up and gauges their ability to hoist Gibbs up. It's like, I will remind you, Gibbs, I am built for speed, not strength.
I go get the portable ladder.
Okay. Less fun, but...
Less fun, but
designed
no
for
one's
it.
getting my hints.
Take the portable ladder out.
Yeah.
Kara got your hint.
I know. Gibbs is too subtle. Oh, look!
Yes,
Oh.
so subtle. It's so cute.
So. I guess I'll go get a screwdriver?
Echo's just like,
So
What's a
interestingly, as you
screwdriver?
look at if you take the
I
portable
do.
ladder up and you get closer, on most hulls, they're sealed and kind of welded so that they're not supposed to open.
Okay.
This one in particular, very different, and you've already noticed that there are differences in the parts and the very basic components. This is very much designed, it would appear, to never be open. There is no seams. As you get really close and look, there are areas that almost appear like them, but there are no screws or anything. They're purely aesthetic. If it were not for them, this would be an almost completely smooth ship on the outside, and that is quite odd. Things that are built with things on the inside, and you know this having taken many things apart, typically they're not designed to be taken out. It's like either a one-shot use or it's permanent.
We run to the med bay.
Okay.
And I grab my stethoscope.
Okay. You take out your stethoscope.
And I run back down.
Okay. You pull some cobwebs and some dirt off.
When was the last time I ever used this? And I put it in my big Yosoki ears.
Mhm.
And I hold it up to the...
It's a Yosoki stethoscope, so it's extra big. It has to go all the way out and then
Extra
back
long.
in. Yeah. No problem.
And I guess I'll listen for a heartbeat.
Okay, so put it to the ship. You can hear the of the generator as it just has a steady hum. You can hear the faint pulse of the life support systems as they recycle air, but you don't hear any heartbeat. And even taking 20 and really listening and taking some time, you do not hear a heartbeat. You can hear, if you listen really close, make a perception check.
12 plus play 12.
I mean, you would hear depending on where you are, you would probably hear the footsteps of Shade and Bubs as they go and retrieve tools and things from the cargo bay, but you wouldn't really hear any heartbeat or anything like that. And you feel pretty confident that there's not a heartbeat on the ship.
Yep. All right. Out of my depth.
Echo says, do you have those plans you were talking about? Perhaps I would be able to assist you in locating whatever you are searching for.
Yeah. You know what? Why don't I just forward you this email and you can tell me if you need my help. But I gotta go find a door to put this lock on. and I forward her the email, and I leave the ladder, and I walk the fuck away.
Okay, so Gibbs just leaves an active work site and goes up and sends you a link to their email that they had already had you organize that you have access to.
Yeah.
So you're free to send email to your secondary email. But no problem. Gibbs walks back up the ramp, and you are left alone outside in the dark.
Just picturing like the two eyes glowing in utter
Just
blackness.
utter pitch black.
And then just the slow blink.
I don't know. The stars are looking pretty bright tonight
In this cave.
in this cave.
Under the ship.
Echo.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
just
echo
echo of the
breaks.
ship.
Those are stalactites.
I don't know. That's where the ship's heart is. Anyway.
Go wow wow.
Yeah.
What kind of heart is on
Echo
the
breaks
outside?
down the ladder.
Okay, no
That's
problem.
it.
Find a door to put this lock on.
What door are you gonna put the lock on?
There's like the back. I can't go get that because my foot's broken.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But there's like a section in the back that like Peep lived in for a little bit.
Yeah.
Do I think that that's secure both in the fact that if someone like dug through the ship, they wouldn't hit anything important, or
Yeah, I mean, like, so realistically,
this?
I would say, without
that's
even an
engineering
insight,
bay.
it's the engineering bay. And so, like, even walking by, you feel some heartfelt things happening in there.
Yeah.
But you have a pretty good insight. But you know that there is there's two very secure places. You've kept a prisoner in one, and that would be the toilet. The second place is the cargo smuggling department. And
yeah.
that is a place where you could both use a lock and just like a heavy weight on top of the door
Yeah.
to keep things within. And there is no way to really access things from there.
Player Kara
it's
likes
hidden.
the idea of our toilet being the prisoner compartment.
Where are they
And also,
getting
like,
me?
You say that
Get in the
until
shithole.
Yeah.
Bubs takes his 4-hour showers, and you're like, Bubs, come on, get out.
Giz learned her lesson from torturing someone by leaving them in the bathroom.
Well, if one of them becomes the new prison, then the cargo hold is going to become the new bathroom anyway.
It was my thought exactly.
One other thing I'll remind you. You all did receive, as part of your Driftmas miracle, a drone that is able to manufacture parts. in theory.
Yes.
And so that does unlock the ability for you guys, you would imagine, with a little bit of time, some UPBs, and some other things, to modify the ship. Because you can now create these sort of customized parts.
Nice. I think
imagine
about that, and
guy
I'm like,
hangs out
that's
in
too
engineering bay,
complicated.
too, when it's...
You haven't used it yet. It's just,
No, I know. It's just like hanging out in the
repaired ship
corner.
initially over
Right.
your trip to Akaton.
Right,
But outside
but
of
I
that,
haven't,
it's just been,
haven't
like,
modified it or
deactivated.
anything.
All right, Gibbs will
That
go
was
into
on
her
the
bed
list.
and go through the hold and try and make the hold a comfortable prison cell.
Okay.
And like give it, she'll find like a hamster bottle she can put on the wall, and like, you know, some blankets and
Yeah, you
a
have
Rubik's cube.
all kinds of junk, and so you make. It looks like one part hamster cage and one part like when the news crew shows up to like look at the murderer's house who has like, kept people in their basement.
Yeah.
This is like what they find.
Yeah.
It's one part like, oh, you're definitely like thinking of the comfort of these people, and then one part, but not that hard.
Right.
Yeah, but no problem.
Cool.
You can do that. It's not secure in the way that a brig would be, but it is more secure than your bathroom situation with the red was.
Can I run a garden hose from the hatch to the med bay?
I would
like-
say,
That whole distance.
Well,
People
I
trip
mean-
on it all the time.
I mean,
first of
of the
all, I
ship.
don't think you have a garden hose, but even if you did, what is it that you're trying to do?
So it worked with red, and learning from the last prisoner mistake.
yeah.
Having access to modify the air or the situation of a prisoner is useful.
Yeah.
So thinking about, maybe it doesn't even need to go all the way to the med bay, but thinking about leaving like a, I mean, you know what, I'm really gonna
A
that
soup
shit.
can of
Do I think that this is something that I need
You'll
help
make,
with
like-
if I wanted to leave a vent open that only did it in the hatch?
You
So
want to
you
make a
want to-
gas chamber.
Yeah.
but not bad. Like,
Right.
but I want to.
But for like,
A medical gas
Yeah.
chamber.
Yeah, like
I don't like
I don't want to have to look
you
at
want
someone.
to be able to put like sleeping gas in a room.
yeah.
So sorry,
This-
I was under the impression you were making a
This
break.
sounds like
is
we're
an
killing
execution.
Fox.
No.
This,
It
yeah.
wasn't until Echo
like
shot
this is
red.
knockout
Reindeer
gas.
No, I'm
and
talking about what
Fox
you're
is not
trying
gonna
to
make
make.
it again.
Well, I'm not. I'm trying to make a way that I could change the atmosphere of just that room.
Okay, that's climate control.
Stop and stop
And
the
so that
reactor.
does to be able to change just the atmosphere. That exists as vocal commands. You can say, director, make the room 10 degrees colder.
Oh.
Director, increase humidity by X amount. And there are probably limits to that, although you've not tested it. But what you're talking about again is releasing an aerosolized compound
Yes.
in a small place. The short version is gas chamber. And to do that, you would need three things. The first thing would be to environmentally seal the room. And
Gas.
so something similar to like an airlock.
Okay.
The second thing that you would need is gas, a component,
I
something-
got plenty of that.
And the third thing that you would need is a delivery system.
And the fourth thing you need is a
So-
heart of
So
silver.
the garden
Yes.
hose.
So turns out
Gibbs'
Gibbs
ass.
has a real toy about it.
Just duct tape the
Here.
corners of the cargo hold.
All right. I think real
So,
hard about how
Zon Kuthan is possessing Gibbs
Yeah,
right
I
now.
know, really.
this is much harder than I thought. So I go to bed.
Okay.
I think about it real hard, and I'm like, this is a good idea in theory,
You go to
but
the infosphere and you begin to search things like
DIY.
gas and sealed room. And when you begin to look at the other results that are coming up, you're like, this is putting me in bad company.
yeah,
and you're like, I gotta rethink this strategy.
yeah. So I go to bed.
Yeah.
Anything for Spice or Echo before the night concludes?
Echo would probably just go over the email that's in Gibbs' inbox.
Yeah. There's a lot of pictures of Yosoki butts, most of them
Mm-hmm.
belonging to Chip or Crumb.
Oh no, the email, not
Oh,
all of
okay.
the email. Echoes,
But all the pop-ups come up, and it's just like previews of butts is like all my notifications.
Echo opens up the email. It's like, I thought I did a good job of
It's
organizing
real
this.
messy again.
I feel like Gibbs is the kind of person who puts 17 GIFs in their email at the start of the email, and it's just all Yosoki butts.
It's hamster dance at the beginning of every email. And your signature is hamster dance. Yeah, no problem. Okay, you go through, you read Gibbs' email and a lot of Yosoki butts.
No, the email that Gibbs sent to me with the plans.
Oh yeah.
Also,
yeah.
a lot of Yosoki butts.
Also, a lot of Yosoki butts.
Yes.
But
And looking at the schematics, are you looking for anything in particular?
trying to find that central
Oh,
orbit.
easy enough to find, yeah. So located about 3 feet through solid steel beneath where you were having your moment with the director, there is this, what looks to be about 1.5 feet long module that is sealed within steel in a similar way that you might place something within a crucible and then surround it with metal. This is very much designed to not be tampered with or removed. It could be done, but it would be surgery on the ship. This would be, interestingly, looking at the schematics, it's not physically hooked up to things. It must be wireless in its power source and in its ability to interact with the ship if it is doing so. But it's a very unique device.
Is there any way? Does Echo see any way to get to the outer section of that?
It's encased within the composite of the hull itself. So it's not like there's an area in the belly of the ship where there is no hollow area like there might be. It has been left as solid steel or whatever the material is.
Yeah,
So,
can Echo get to the solid steel bit?
yeah, and so going back to where Gibbs had left the ladder did go right up to where that place was. There's just about 3 feet of steel between you and the component.
So there's no other way that Echo could go on the other side of it.
The other side of it, it's the same kind of thing. This is in the center of this big steel slab, essentially, that makes up the bottom. And
right
you could,
under here.
somebody who is kind of less inclined to understand about ships might think that this is just a solid slab of armor to maybe protect against anti-air fire from the ground. But it's not built in a way, if a missile hit this, it would almost shift the hull up in a way that it shouldn't. It's rigid. And so it doesn't really work as armor. It's specifically designed, you would imagine, to keep this within.
So it seems like it's almost like kind of attached to the hull. Not like attached to the hull, but like if
Like
one
a
were to.
massive black box.
So if.
Yes. However,
Can you access, like. So here's the one side of
Yeah.
it. Other side?
3 feet, both sides.
So
Yes.
here's the
But
box.
how to get to this other side of solid steel?
So you would have to drill into the steel or cut through the steel from whichever direction you choose, roughly equidistant, with the exception being like the long edge corners of this rectangle presumably would be like several centimeters smaller than the other.
Echo just wants to get eyes on like all of the physical outer edges of this steel box.
Oh, you can't, because it's so this steel box, I call it a steel box because it's the shape of the thickened component of steel. It is directly integrated into the hull.
Okay.
So the hull just becomes thicker in one part, and that is where this little module has been nestled.
Someone
within.
used the extrude tool.
Somebody probably formed the hull around this.
Gotcha.
It's push in SketchUp.
Yeah.
Echo just,
But you could also just ask the director.
Echo's kind of riding the whole director's going to tell me when it's when the time's ready.
Yeah, that's probably what the answer is.
Soon.
So no problem.
Gives
We'll
us
go
cool
over the-
being nosy.
Spice, anything that you're doing before the night passes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So everybody is doing their thing. And Spice is kneeling down in front of the driftness tree, and she's praying to Hylax.
Dear Santa.
Okay.
Santa, she says, Hylax, your grace, you've brought me so many people. Please bring Julian back to me. I just want to see him one more time. And then that's it.
Okay. In this dark space with the lights that are kind of glimmering here, you are used to hearing, first of all, always Bubs. Bubs is always like inches away from you. And so without that, there already is kind of a cooler feeling here. But in the dark, with everybody else kind of attending to different tasks, it is a little bit lonely. And you begin to think a little bit about the things that Seljun said about Julian still believing that you're alive and still somewhere potentially out there looking for you. And over the course of several hours, you kind of have this spiritual kind of moment. Is there anything else anybody wants to do before the evening ends?
Just gonna keep working.
Do I see that Spice is alone in the armory?
I would say if at any point you...
Well, it's not even the
It's not the
armory,
armory, it's a
it's-
cargo hold. So yeah, almost assuredly, if you go out at any point to use the restroom,
Yeah,
you
so
would see
I
that.
drag a blanket and we plop on the couch. And I'll do what we did in Aura's bed and we'll just snuggle.
Oh, yeah, Spice is like crying a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably.
So I'll
No
be
treat.
there. But I'm tired. So I just sort of
We fall asleep
No problem.
next to the beneath the drift mist tree.
So in many ways, there are two very heartfelt moments occurring at this time. One is a little bit louder than the others, as Gibbs' snoring echoes in the cargo chamber. But it is a very nice, peaceful night. All of you can mark off a long rest.
Wow.
nice.
Around, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, we'll call probably right around like 6 in the morning, you guys begin to rise. The day outside, like many of Akaton's days, is hot. But as day begins to dawn, and through the cockpit, those of you who would walk down the central corridor, you can see the darkness is slowly transitioning to the orange of the kind of forever orange of Akaton. What would you all like to do?
How much more time do I need to spend on these here arms?
So here's the thing. What exactly is
I'm
it that
trying
you'd
to
like
make it so that you could feasibly have them attached and functional, at least at the most basic level of like, you can pick stuff up. You can like move them in a way that seems natural underneath a coat.
Okay, but you are still using your own arms to manipulate these, correct?
Either that or doing some sort of like non-invasive, like, you know, have a little earpiece that you can like send signals to control them, you know,
So
like a
those are two
wireless
different
control or
checks.
something.
One of them is harder. That wireless control, far harder, and the DC is higher. You're attempting different things. So which of those two would you like to try?
Could you have them just play on repeat? Just like.
No,
But like,
that'd be
on
useless.
repeat.
You could if you
Do
really
a
wanted.
marionette string.
That is easier. Spice
Just like every
around.
30
Yeah,
seconds.
gesticulating when everything is
A separate
quiet.
check to like design and engineer it, and then another one
dance
to
like you
actually successfully attach them.
Non-stop.
And
in
so
that
it,
sense.
again, it depends.
For, like,
if you're
10
just creating
episodes.
the ones that you're like pulling on like a backpack, and
Yeah.
you move this arm and this arm moves, you only need a pretty basic engineering check.
Right.
If you want prosthetics, that is that is your engineering to create it. That is probably leaning on Gibbs a little bit for some medical. It's surgery.
Is it feasible to do that in the time frame that we're giving ourselves right now?
What time frame?
I mean, we're trying to go back like today.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
not. I mean, you're gonna put some arms on somebody. They're not gonna then stride.
All
into
right.
town.
Then I'm without doing the full on, I guess, making them so that they're, to the untrained eye and without being closely inspected,
Okay.
they
Make an
could pass
engineering
off
check.
as like, oh, that's just another pair of Kasatha's arms.
Make an
Spice
engineering
is just laying on the table, smoking a cigarette and looking at sexy boys on the infosphere.
Bub is
Reading
That's
Cox's cookbook.
toughy.
Yeah, reading Cox's cookbook, but
It's,
only looking at the
16.
pictures.
Oh wait! I'm gonna do. I totally forgot that I had this thing, but I'm gonna use the thing that I get to. I think re-roll one check every day.
I vaguely remember that.
Oh,
That was
is
your
that the-
background, right?
It's part of the mechanic thing. I think
The theme,
class
the
feature.
extra theme.
Yeah,
we all
memory module. I
Okay.
think is what
yeah,
it is.
yeah, that seems right to me.
Gibbs
Yeah.
is gonna take the jacket we
Yeah,
got.
you can
from
re-roll
Sejun,
a skill check.
and,
to
It's
like-
a big jacket.
Yeah, and like down the seams of it and start like taking
Okay,
a sweater
that's
she
better.
has
Okay.
and adding 2 additional arms to it.
Okay, yeah, make an
Bubs.
performance check.
Bubs is going
So
to
it went
be-
from a natural 1
Okay.
to
Oh.
25,
Okay.
Oh, nice.
A little
Okay,
better.
wow.
A little better.
which
Good.
isn't even that much of a change, really. But
Yeah.
Better than a 1.
Yeah.
Begin to like form in your mind. You're like, okay, we're gonna make prosthetics, and then with Gibbs' help, we're just gonna add these in. And like maybe like 30 minutes into the project, you're like, the feasibility of this, of like neurografting new nerves onto somebody to make this work, that's too much. So you kind of back cycle. You go into your memory module and you look for pre-existing designs and you build off that. And I would say, without any trouble, you design. They are technically less functional than they previously were, in that these were working prosthetics, and now they're kind of like gimmicky working prosthetics, but they work. And to an untrained eye, absolutely, these are, especially as you turn over. What was your check?
No performance. Can I make a scavenger's check? 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm-
yeah, absolutely. That would be
18
appropriate.
plus 6.
Yeah. So as you turn over and you look at what Gibbs has produced, Gibbs, at first you watch as they ripped elements of this jacket away with their teeth, and you're like, okay, so Gibbs is just making more garbage. But as you turn around and Gibbs takes like this, what is like it's like a piece of bone that has like some string tied into it. It's like an old like organic needle. Gibbs begins to attach like ripped off sweater arms on, and though the materials are different, it looks almost like it was intentionally done, kind of like those sweaters that have like patches on the shoulders or things like that. And it actually ends up looking like kind of a nice jacket. Although somebody with very close inspection would be like, wait, somebody just sewed some sweater arms onto this. But from the this is like the stuff that you buy on Instagram.
No.
It looks pretty good, but then when you really get it on and everything, you're like,
I put, like,
nice.
Oh,
Parts
this
of the
is
sweater
made out
look
of
like a pocket
cardboard.
square.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel so called out.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't looking at you.
Bubs for this whole thing is going to be outside. And imagine he got like a cigarette earlier in the night from Shade that he like half smoked, and he's just going to he's gonna watch the sunrise from Magaton just alone outside.
Okay. There is a point where, as you are watching high overhead, at first you think you see birds, which you have not seen really since you've been here. And then you realize far overhead, probably too far to spot you, probably, there are 3 shapes moving very fast. At first, you mistook them for birds because at this distance, they look slow, but these are almost certainly fighters. You look and they look almost like they have two extended wing panels off a central cockpit. If you would think similar to like what a TIE fighter would look like, but instead of those flat panels, they are forward swept wings that are kind of angled. They are drow looking in design, but that's all you could really tell from this distance. And you see the sunrise.
Bubs thinks to himself, he recognizes that he was a little bit in denial about Julian being alive. Even though Steele said he could be alive, Bubs told himself no, he couldn't be alive. And now the battle has changed, and now it's, does Spice still love him?
I love that there is a whole other story happening for Bubs than everybody else. Bubs is like a little disattached from the main plot, and Bubs is living a parallel, just as important plot. Amazing. Okay.
Okay, Spice, you gotta put this on.
Spice
When
is
she's
like,
got the arms.
don't forget that
Then what?
that Sitsu
Yeah?
works at, or likes to attend clubs
Yeah?
and strip clubs. So make this fucking sexy, all right?
No.
If we're gonna get into, okay.
If
Well, I'm
any
just
of us
saying.
are gonna
if
be
we're
if any of us are gonna be sexy, and Gibbs does the puppy cat, like, leg out, like,
okay,
Amazing.
there you go. We have our stripper, everybody.
It looks like just a fuzzy turkey leg sticking out there, but Gibbs just sticks it
Ew,
out. You see
Spice,
a couple
like,
little
bleh.
bugs like into the fur.
full on butthole.
So hot.
Yeah.
Spice says with her like nose crunched up. You look great, babe. All right.
Spice, I feel the need to reiterate the point of this disguise is for people to not pay attention to you.
Right. Sorry.
And if you see someone you know, don't say anything.
That's what telekinesis is for.
I yank her little ear things,
The antennas.
and I take the coffee stirrers I got,
Yeah, from Sojourn.
and I'm
They're
gonna
these little
like,
plastic black coffee stirrers.
I'm gonna braid it into her hair, so they're like
Wow.
bobby pins that hold the
Okay.
the things down.
Yeah,
it's like a
not
weave
even
almost.
with the check. I'll say with your previous scavenger check, you take these scavenge coffee stirrers, and at first Spice kind of yelps out as you grab onto these antennae, but quickly you work them into the hair, and they almost disappear. This dark black coffee stir into the black blue hair. And you okay over there?
Oreo came to
Oreo
visit
came
us.
down. Thanks, Dan. That's just the cat. You attach the antenna to the hair in such a way that they seem to almost just disappear.
And then
Create a little volume to hide them.
you know,
I look good.
yeah. Okay. Now, how do we do about you being blue?
Well, it's I'm not the only blue Lashunta. You know,
Right,
Ress
but what if
was
you
also
weren't
blue.
a Lashunta at all?
Oh,
You're
right,
a
I'm
Kasatha.
Kasatha.
Oh, okay.
That's what the mask is for.
Right, okay, yeah. I go into the med bay and get talcum powder,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna the top of the forehead
Okay.
and the ears and
Yeah.
the backs of the hands, and I'm just gonna be like, don't get wet.
So this is going to be a disguise check, which I believe. I got to double check.
A
Hang on.
bluff check?
I believe so, yeah.
Since I'm doing it on Spice, can she help me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I will say.
Also, that's part of my
Oh, nice.
street rat thing is disguise.
So what I would recommend.
I hand her the talcum powder, and I'm like, ta-da!
You should probably put your own makeup on.
Yeah.
Here's a
I've
mirror.
been doing my own makeup for like 20 years.
Really? Can
Yes.
you do mine? I always just end up with fur in the palette.
She like looks at your greasy fur that's like crawling with fleas, and she goes,
Next time.
"Yeah, maybe next mission.
Okay.
Next mission, babe. Well, next mission."
Cool. I hand you the talcum powder.
No problem. So go ahead, and what I would say is, realistically, it's just disguise. It's a skill. So it's a charisma-based skill. I imagine that you probably have ranks in it.
Yeah.
I don't.
I know I have the street rat. I have some other stuff that has to do with it, but I can't find it immediately, so I'll just do a regular check. I have a good bonus for it. Is that what I think it is?
Uh-oh.
It's a natural one.
Oh!
This was a high DC. Too,
Memory
because you are
module.
disguising yourself as a different creature type, which is a +10 to the DC. So,
Wow, I don't
Gibbs
think I've
brings you
rolled
this
above
talcum
a 5
powder.
in the past, like, 3 episodes.
and you go, I've been doing my makeup forever. And Gibbs tells you, oh, you could do my makeup, and you look, and that throws you off. You see
never
like these little
mind.
bugs crawling. You look down at the talcum powder, and you don't know if it's your mind or not, but you can't tell if the talcum powder is moving too. And so, like, you end up putting it on. Like, you take a little bit, you like go like this with your fingers to make sure there's nothing living in it, and then you just like tap a little bit on it. It goes on very unevenly as a result.
Oh, good.
And so
That's great. I love it.
look like a talcum powder covered cassava.
Echo like leans over to Shay and says, I do not quite understand the fashion sense of the Lashunta peoples.
Have
see
you ever
the
heard of
two-
a Lashunta fist bump?
Unfortunately, I have.
It's not even just Lashunta based. She looks at Gibbs with glaring eyes.
I couldn't think of another species off the top of my head, and you're just so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Got out of that trouble. Gibbs puts on her disguise and be a little rat in a chef's outfit.
Okay. So
Little fat rat in the.
boom, you swing the bottle around and you're like, it's not
Delilah,
broken.
it's you! Oh my god!
We can relive. Oh wait, I can't be Delilah because that was.
You can be Eat from Eats Meats.
Oh my gosh! But the popularity, no one will know. Plus, it's my
You're
favorite.
cosplaying.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we can just all be cosplayers and going to Perdido for a
I like how
convention.
every time you guys have an undercover mission, you're like, okay, I'm gonna be a fire-breathing acrobat. I'm gonna be like a TikTok.
I want to be a
mixologist.
dinosaur.
Cool.
That's not a job. Okay, so no problem. You get your chef's costume on, you swing the potion bottle around, and you are Delilah Morninglark again.
Yes, I love
It was pretty funny.
No problem. Yusoki shot.
All right, and I wait.
So
So
Yusoki shot.
Spice is gonna take a picture and send it to Nadia and be like, "We're still doing it."
Oh no, that's like knife in the. She's like, we scammed you, and now we're gonna go scam other people.
Well, no, it's like out of love. Like Spice loves Nadia and is like, I love you. I haven't forgotten you.
So
I've heard
rude.
that before.
You get a message back, and all it is like sometimes when somebody with a really old communication device responds, you just see in text, Nadia liked your picture,
Oh, nice.
but no
That's-
problem.
What it looks like when iPhones
Yes.
text me.
Yeah, that's what it's like when you send stuff to our group.
Yeah, I know.
And
Get
Echo
on
like
the fucking
slow
pixel
blinks at the antics of the two over there.
Yeah.
I once again feel the need to reiterate the point of these disguises is that no one should be paying attention to us.
Yeah, will I not fit right in a military compounds eats meats factory?
Or right in there in the Wild West, like city of Perdido. This chef's all over the Wild West.
People gotta eat, man. What do you suggest?
Yeehaw.
What should I change? I could put on stirrups. I got some bottle caps in the back.
Actually, I think your previous outfit of just your normal everyday clothes would perhaps be better.
But I look like Gibbs. Gibbs is a bounty hunter.
But no one is looking for you on Akaton.
But everywhere we go, they're like, "You're Gibbs. We know you." You know.
Wearing a
Are they?
chef's outfit is
What does that happen?
I have not encountered
Hunter Maldros was like, "I
One
know
person, and he was a big bad guy.
Okay, fine. All right, but like I'm just saying, we've got a Yosoki, and like if people Google Mosaic, also we were on TJ's bounty board.
I'm proud of that. She pulls down the
But
scarf.
like no, not you. But we were
Are
on
you
like
proud of that? Do you remember how that started?
you flashed everybody,
Yeah.
so no one will remember you. They'll just remember
Those
you from the
talent
neck
did
down.
that.
Echo just kind of waits for the outburst to die down and says, I understand what you are saying, Gibbs, but I have not seen many chefs who go out dressed around in their chef's coats.
Okay, fine. I put on the. Is this one better? And I pull out from my dirty hamper pile, which is my entire room, one of the beach hula shirt things, like one of the larger.
Big Hawaiian.
Yeah,
print
is that
shirt.
better?
I have a USR cosplay if anyone wants to jump on the cosplay train.
probably not a good idea to dress in an opposing faction's uniform in a GPF held. Gibbs, do you have anything understated?
Yeah, and I just take off all my clothes because now I have this fancy backpack, so I can just be a rat with a bottle with a backpack.
So Gibbs takes all their clothes off and then turns around, and you can see they like strike a pose to model the backpack, but it's just naked Gibbs right there with the backpack on.
I mean, you look good to me, hon. Let's go.
Understated.
Let's. June's waiting for
Some
us.
kids
The
don't have
morning's
to wear
getting old.
clothes, but I take a baseball hat.
Okay,
Let's go.
almost more naked now, but yeah, no problem.
Echo's just like kind of nods like, that is better.
Okay. I got Echo's approval for
you go.
once.
Shade and Bubs, is there any way in which you would like to disguise yourself? Because apparently that's what's happening.
Bubs is outside, but I imagine he could just glamour project. He'll probably look up on Agaton what people look like, and he'll probably just glamour project.
Yeah, I mean, and this is again like a lot of like very wild. And actually, I would say go ahead and make a culture check because you check the infosphere for this.
The chaps that you guys wore. You guys
2,
both have chaps.
but I have plus
The
more
fucking
culture.
cowboy
I have
one?
Yeah.
6,
Well,
that's
his are
an 8.
assless.
Might be
So
better.
you look up cowboys, and some of the results are a little unsavory, but you have the gimp outfit, and that kind of makes sense to what you see.
Yeah, he's.
Can Spice, so when they get dressed and come back in and go, that's not what they look like down there. Can Spice help?
I think Bubs is judging from the reaction that he got from Tiffy's hair friend guy who was like, is that gimp shit, dude? I think Bubs is gonna pass on that idea. He'll think about it for a second.
Maybe I should put the assless chaps on.
I think he'll find like
Don't want
possibly
sunburn.
just a very low key, maybe like a poncho.
Okay.
Something like very low key, not like a very like
Get something
one.
for your head, or else you're gonna get a bad sunburn.
He has tons of sunblock. That's in canon.
You project with the glamour projector a simple brown poncho with a very, very basic like white embroidery around the edges.
Yeah.
Just enough to not make it like, hey, that guy's trying to blend in.
Yeah.
It's like very, very basic.
Yeah.
No problem.
And he's gonna be outside, and he's just gonna wait outside, trying to avoid everyone, and just smoking the cigarette,
No problem.
staring
You
at
do
the
that
sunset.
with your poncho.
Group
Shade,
eyes.
are you doing anything to disguise
I
yourself?
don't think Shade has anything to disguise themselves.
You have the
Sure.
cowboy outfit that we had at ours, Ben.
You also have the
Oh.
You
mini
dress
shorts.
up as Woody.
Yes.
No, I had to give those back.
Oh,
You have
shit.
Reno
No, you walked home with
911.
Oh yeah, he let me. He
Yes,
let me
the-
keep the shorts.
You do have short shirts.
Let me keep the shorts.
hot.
And damn,
out
you look
here.
good in them.
Nah, I think
That's canon.
I don't have like a coat, right? Just like a big old coat from the, because it was like a Woody outfit, right? It was like
No.
I have like a cow
All the-
pattern
All
vest.
the alternative clothing that Shade possesses is Woody themed clothing. Now, with that, I would say,
Turn it inside out, maybe.
Shade, make an insight check.
They probably don't. I
Or sensible
don't need to.
check, sorry.
I feel like I just don't need to get dressed in anything particular because like, who's gonna fucking recognize?
Oh, yeah, it's an
me?
android.
Was it sense motive?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also a bunch of
15.
androids that we're going to meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You could just put your eye patch on your other eye and then. Oh, wait.
Too soon.
Yeah, I think I'd probably just, it's not like I'm wearing something that says Mosaic. I just have
default skin, no problem.
blue and red.
Echo, how about you?
Echo's again default skin, just like
Yeah.
putting on like a standard like jumpsuit, like the Dickies uniform of
Yeah,
the
no
future.
problem, yeah.
I'll switch to the alt color. I'll switch the blue and the red.
Yeah,
It's like factory settings, just
Yeah.
coming out like
Palette swap.
this
palette
is
swap,
what I mean by
palette swap.
understated.
Yeah. and
Yeah,
it's
this
just
is my
controls.
factory setting. I was born like this, baby.
So, with that, you all find yourselves in the warm Akaton morning sun.
I chuck a meat bucket, Bubs. You missed breakfast.
Oh, it hits him like in the same spot that he got hit before.
Yeah.
And like, thanks, Gibbs. And he's gonna pick it up and he's just gonna put it in his pocket.
No problem.
Oh, can I grab a bunch of Eats Meats? Like a crate of it? So Ooh, we yeah, bring it them. into the Eats Meats van.
Yeah, if you want to.
Shade's
That's
bringing
spicy.
all of the extra supplies that are in the storage of things that I got way back
Okay.
into my field bag.
Okay, no problem. So you make that
Like the
transfer.
weather thing and all that shit.
Oh.
You take your little emergency kit and you move it over into your field bag.
So I don't think finding him is going to be the hard part. It's extracting him, and we're walking down to sell Junes. What do you guys think? I mean, we know where he is, and I can find him easily. It's just going to be getting him away, taking him out, not drawing attention to ourselves, and not seducing him. I see your hand up. Go like,
Well, you said seducing. I didn't.
Okay.
That is not where my mind was going.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say it sounds like he's pretty disconnected from the locals. So I think we should talk to some locals, see what they think about their relationship with the governor.
What was it before the governor was here? Seljun was talking about Julian's family kind of keeping the peace
Yeah.
or something. What was that like?
Mommy and Kaku. Spice takes a deep breath. Mommy and Kaku, Julian's father, Kaku, was kind of like the cultural head of the neighborhood and the whole village, actually. And, you know, Alley's Inn was kind of this cultural hub of Perdido, and people looked to their family, you know. It was kind of like a, you know, if you're coming to Akaton, you would stop at Alley's Inn before you entered Perdido, because it's right on the edge. And it was kind of your landing spot before you entered. And it was just, you could go dancing and you could stay, and there was just good people and good vibes. And so people liked to hang out there. People trusted Mami Unkaku, and Julian was, you know, the next in line to be the cultural leader of the town. But it's clearly, I guess, things have changed.
There are things that have changed. I mean, even looking at the map, yes, Aui's Inn, that's still there. But there are things that are new. Akaton Provisions always had a branch there, but they've moved across the street. PMG Rentals existed. There's the place on the map marked Old Church. And when you had last been here, this was a church that was kind of like an open building for worship, regardless of your faith. And so strange that it's just called the Old Church now. But that's different. Degmir's Dim Sum is still there. The Oasis Casino wasn't there when you last were here, and so that's opened up. Turduck's Groceries is new. The Vesk War Monument is new. The Ruby Eye Clan compound is not new, although they used to be scattered across most of South Perdido. So different that they're all located in one place. The Ofrendo Mercado is old. Jazzy Jiff's Liquors, unfortunately, was still there. Jazzy Jiff is a weird dude. The Quarry Hall Storage exists, and that used to be across town from the Perdido Metalworks. However, you have noticed Perdido Metalworks used to be the site of the current GPF garrison. And it seems as if they have been given or created a new building right next to the Quarry Hall Storage. There is now a branch of Harbinger Robotics that is also new. The Eats Meats distributor, that's been there for a little while. There's a new store called Warmonger Industries. There's a new store called Carry Iron. Marta's Flower Market used to exist. The Perdido Undertaker has always been there. Legs is new, and Kilroy's Canteen is new. So a lot of new places here in Perdido.
Can we see the map?
Yeah, it's in the Discord. Oh,
That's a nice
Just take a
physical
page
one.
out.
Well, that is so nice.
Well, it's fine. I don't need it.
so anywhere that's new has thrived under GPS. So we should go places that are old and go places that are scrappy and underdoggy.
Spice rattles off all the places that are scrappy and underdoggy and the places
yeah.
she recognizes.
Make a insight check.
Which is perception?
Insight is just sense motive.
Okay.
I'm giving you good vibes on this one.
Oh, natural 20! Yeah!
Literally
Good
caught
dice.
it.
So with a
Good
natural
dice.
20, what I will say is, Echo, did you tell Spice at all about your conversation with Seljun? Jazzy Jeff is a weird dude. And you suspect that he is probably always on drugs. He's always kind of dancing around. He has kind of a weird way of talking.
He's got a festy vibe.
Wait, hold
He
on.
follows the Grateful
like
Dead around.
Yeah, he's a weird dude. And so you would imagine if there is like some kind of an underground movement, he might be aware of it. Thinking about other people, I mean, you had a supervisor that you used to go to a lot who covered for you a lot.
Yeah.
And so if you could find Kinkashi, maybe they could help you. Other kind of like salt of the earth places. I mean, the church, a lot of people would hang out at, and they had free dinner, and so that would have been a place. But if it's closed or something, maybe not. Casinos are always pretty seedy.
Yes, they are.
And then legs, you would imagine, probably pretty seedy as well.
Yes.
Those are the places.
Legs.
Spice relays everything. But, yeah, Alley's Inn was not seedy.
Well, I'm not saying seedy. I'm saying people disenfranchised by the newest, this guy, right? We want other people who are mad at him. I'm thinking, like, it's the same thing I'm doing at Junk Falls, really.
Yeah, it's just
So, like,
parallel revolutions.
So Jundame also mentioned that we should talk to the workers at the Eats Meats warehouse, as they do work with him.
I mean, so maybe we kind of do a lap around town, posing as Eats Meats deliveries to maybe food establishments, maybe Jazzy Drift sells like pucks at the, when you go to the liquor store, you can get
there's definitely
candy and
snacks there.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
It
maybe
is a liquor store. This is Mr. K's on Needham Street, essentially, is what I modeled it after.
Not a
so,
sponsor.
Not a sponsor. But
Wish it was.
It's that place, the only place in Massachusetts, and it's definitely not legal, so sorry, Mr. K's, but they violate Massachusetts blue law all the time. So if it's a holiday and liquor stores aren't open, Mr. K's, Route 9. Not a sponsor. So,
I think we should give old man Jeff a visit. You guys might love him.
And at
We'll
this point,
see.
you also now are approaching Seljun Deme's compound, and you can see he's outside, kind of leaning up on this big van that he had set aside for you. And seeing all of you, he kind of pushes himself away and goes, "Oh, I was afraid you weren't gonna come."
good morning. We should have called.
Of course we're gonna come back.
Did
Nice
you have
knobs.
breakfast?
I did, in fact. I get up rather early.
I get up rather early, too. Oh,
Does he have his new arms
He
installed?
does.
They look good on you.
Thank you. They always have. Now, anything else before you vacate the premises? I won't be in the same place when you get back, but you can find me the same way.
Spice draws in a deep breath and goes,
As we are making a delivery to the Eats Meats warehouse, is there anything you would like us to deliver for you?
Ask the android that you meet when you pull the van in. They deal with all the nitty-gritty. I just deal with the high-end stuff.
Understood.
the temp weave. What? The temp weave. Oh.
So you're looking to get high-end armor.
My bounty is the governor, Seljun. I am trying to live on a bounty that they say is a suicide mission.
I hear you say you want this badly, and I pull out.
Gives no. And Spice will throw her hand across. That also has the Kasatha arm follow slowly.
Slap, slap.
Double mom arm.
No.
I can make this work.
No. This is between me and Seljun. Seljun, I'm trying to get this governor. Nobody likes him. It's part of the general protectorate. Fuck them. I want to live.
Well, I got mixed feelings about you GPF folk, but
Don't say you. You know I left them.
I thought you were dead. I don't know what I know. But this governor, he's not really GPF. They're just propping him up.
What?
I don't care what happens to him. But Spice, this is dangerous for you. I don't think you've really comprehended that yet.
No, clearly not. That's why I need a temp leave. But what if I get shot, Seljun? And she clasps her hands together. This D-suit's not gonna do it for me.
Well, I have a job that you might be able to help me with first. You see, In Perdido, there is and his eyes flick again to Gibbs, Yosoki clan called the Ruby Eyes.
I've heard.
Word is one of them, a Yosoki called Tuesday, has opened up a rival business to me.
Oh my god. Is it called Ruby Tuesdays?
If you can take care of this Ruby-eyed Tuesday,
Oh, sorry.
I'd be much obliged. Perhaps the Shunta Temp Weave obliged.
Spice looks at him dead in the eyes and goes, "Tell me more."
Make a diplomacy check.
My apologies, I'm sorry.
No, I
Good
love
catch,
it.
good
Yeah.
catch. There's a lot of stuff like that
Yeah.
hidden in here. Yeah.
15.
15. The details are spotty and hard to find, but word is what you can see on the surface of that compound, just scratching the top. They dig
Okay.
deep in that earth.
Into gathering supplies.
There is a warren beneath the earth. The Yosoki have created their own city beneath Perdido.
Oh,
That's what I think.
I'll check it out.
Take care of Tuesday for me, and I'll give you this armor.
Can I wear the armor so I can take care of Tuesday?
You should be able to handle a little scavenger all on your own.
Fuck you, Seljun. Alright, fine. Spice huffs. Just get in the van. Give me the keys.
Echo's driving.
Oh. Echo, let's go. Seljun, and she just like salutes him the GPF way.
Where are we sitting?
Shotgun.
Not in the front seat, Bubs.
Yeah. Where is everyone else sitting?
So Echo's driving.
Yeah.
Gibbs is in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
And opening the door, there is like a long metal bench, and then everything else kind of like storage. And so not really designed for passengers, but they can sit in here.
Okay.
So you guys can all kind of crowd onto the bench.
Okay.
Or lay down on the ground.
Spice plops the crate of Eats Meats pucks that she brought with her onto the bench, and she like sits on her phone and looks at the infosphere of Ruby Tuesdays.
Okay. There is nothing about a Tuesday or a Ruby Tuesday except in old Earth historical files.
You can't
So yeah, nothing in the infosphere about this.
Just looks like a shitty culinary establishment. I don't trust it.
Not a sponsor.
Are you really thinking about taking that job from him?
Yeah, why wouldn't I? Spice like looks blankly at.
I mean, there's a whole like village of Yosokis.
Suddenly, you guys kind of like in your seats as Echo pulls the van into gear and begins to drive through the cabin.
I mean, I kill Lashunta all the time. I'm not gonna protect someone just because I.
No,
It's
it's
not
not
like I'm
like
gonna kill a scab rat, but I'm gonna kill another Yosoki. Yeah.
I was worried they're propped up by more. Like Seljun's out there all by himself, you know. Yosokis, we all kind of stick together. At least that's what I've always thought. But
I mean, maybe we can take this as practice for taking down the freshies.
and Gibbs, as the crate in the back of the car like rocks, has her hand between, trying to like reach for the meat pucks,
Yeah.
and just like
Don't eat all of them. She slaps your hand. We need to pose.
waits for breaks.
We're undercover.
You kind of wait for whenever Echo turns the car and the pucks naturally shift in the
Yeah.
crate. You just kind of like snatch one and begin to eat it. No problem.
We would have probably tied it to the wall with some ratchet straps.
Okay. Shade just takes out the ratchet straps that are part of his body.
I figured if it's a meat truck, it's probably got ratchet straps on the wall
Interesting
already.
And perhaps this hints at the fact that this is not really used as transportation. There is no other crates in this. In fact, the only Eats Meats crate is the one that Spice has brought.
I
There are no
love.
ratchet
Aren't you
straps.
glad I brought a crate?
Echo, you begin to drive. And through the canyons, it's not too hard. The sand here does kind of make the wheels spin out from time to time, but nothing especially challenging for you. As you begin to drive, is there anything that you're doing or anything that all of you are doing? It's not, it's only about a 2-hour drive to Perdido, so you'll get there before noon. Is there anything that you want to do at that time? Or do you want to just fast forward to your approach?
Fast forward.
Where are we going? To the guy, the junkie?
Eats meats. Well, are we going to meet Eats Meats?
Eats meats.
The android at Eats Meats.
And
Android,
also,
they might blow our
Echo's
cover.
driving, so
Yeah.
Echo really gets to pick.
Well, Echo, don't you think we're gonna blow our cover because we're obviously not Eats Meats? So
We
shouldn't
are Eats Meats. Eats Meats is my favorite.
Yes, but we don't work for them, and they're gonna know we don't. work
No,
for
but
them.
they work with Seljun, so we just like we're living off of his favor. You get it?
Oh yes.
We're like,
okay. I
hey,
see
we'll
it.
help you.
Yes.
And if we get crap, we give it to
follow.
them. And if we get good shit, we give it to Seljun, and then we keep all the best shit.
Okay.
I imagine we're having this conversation like on approach.
Yeah.
And Echo just like kind of
Righto.
slow blinks and says, "If you would all be quiet, we would be less suspicious."
I fit in here.
Bubs,
Shade becomes more quiet.
It
Somehow.
just disappears.
Bubs, just like
Did we
points,
forget Shade?
to
he's
Shade's, where do you keep your cigarettes?
You don't want to know.
Oh,
It's just a cod piece that
I like the
opens.
idea of every time that Shade is just really cool. Like, the first part of that is him just going, dead stone face. yeah.
Bubs is in a whisper.
Shit, could I have a cigarette? I don't know why I keep feeling I had to have them.
It's called addiction.
These are addictive?
Yep.
Cigarettes contain nicotine, which is an addictive compound.
He's gonna like look at the cigarette.
Oh. Well, I don't care. I need this.
I
He's gonna
infosphere a picture of like what your lungs look like
Okay.
when you smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is what your lungs are gonna look like as your medical officer if you keep smoking those.
And just holographic 3D, poof, and they spin in space, flickering a little bit, but Gibbs's communicator not very
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
But you can
That
see
makes it
just
worse.
like blackened,
Yeah.
tarry lungs that seem to almost be like sucking in on themselves, crystallized in places.
Look at all the dirt in there.
In Bubs' mind, this is the worst. Like germs inside of you. That's the worst.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of that.
My
But
friend, have you heard of bacteria?
yeah. But that's part of the denial of germophobia. He can't really like stand this idea, but at the same moment he feels weak, and he needs this.
And I tell you this whole story about my Yosoki cousin named Blinky who died of lung cancer. And like, just tell you this really like graphic story about like
That's his railing cigarette.
as I was like a medical officer.
So wait, is Blinky dead now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oops.
I have a list of
circle.
all of
Yeah.
Gibbs' installations.
Just-
Oh my
So,
god! I
I'm
look.
keeping
There's
track-
literally over 100.
I
You
am
guys
keeping
can't
track
see,
of
but
70 plus
Yeah.
Yosoki at the moment.
Yeah.
Cross
So
off
Blinky,
Blinky.
Blinky's now dead because Blinky died
Damn.
of lung cancer.
70 plus
Damn.
minus 1.
Can't say there's a non-combat
There's a-
session.
127 Yosokis I gave Joe to do what he felt with.
And he killed off 40 right away.
No. those were when I left.
Anyhow,
Once again, it would be most helpful if you would all be quiet. We would be less suspicious. And
Extra
Echo
quiet.
starts to pull into Perdido.
sure. Perdido is a dusty desert city. It's built from Akaton red clay, adobe buildings accented with framing of wood to create Gothic and Greek revival style details to mix in with the clay brick tills. There are large metallic false fronts on billboards that grace the tops of some establishments here and there, definitely making the store stand out. As you approach, you are approaching from the north, which does mean on your left, you're approaching a section called the, I believe it's the Carbon Mercado.
The
Yeah.
Cuidad Cantera.
no, it is the carbon where A, B, C, and F are.
It's
Yeah.
if you're on the map with the
Oh,
the
I thought I
hitman.
was looking at where Eats Meats is.
No.
Okay.
So you are entering from the northern entrance.
Okay,
And on your
gotcha.
left, Echo, you would see there is exterior to the concrete city walls on the outside of the Carbon Mercado, a mostly wooden two-story structure painted white. There are bright red accents. And then you can see maybe like as you drive by, make a perception check. And anybody who would like to, who's kind of paying attention, can make a perception
Bubs
check.
is not paying attention at all. He's just focusing on
Spice, you can
smoking.
take a +6 conditional modifier to that.
Good.
Excuse me.
31.
Damn, Gibbs.
29.
Very nice.
Also
22.
31.
Damn, okay. Some looky-loos here. From the vantage point of your covert Eats Means van, you get a good look through the door. And as an individual who appears to be like a Lashunta just kind of pushes the door open, you can see within very much the interior of like a honky-tonk bar. Like wooden floors, wooden bar. You can see there's a jukebox right interior to the door. And Gibbs, I would say with that check, you can see beyond the bar there is a small stage. It's wooden, pretty burned. You can see like cigarettes have been dropped over years and years of people playing and smoking on the stage. And so it's just kind of accumulated like a charred exterior. You can see there is cheap electronic lights that surround what is a hollow screen that displays lyrics, probably a karaoke machine. And Spice, this was not here the last time that you were there.
Don't.
And you actually see the lyrics to a song that is contemporary in our current day. That has to do with people traversing a storm, perhaps a top thing.
Not WAP.
Is it Imagine Dragons? Thunder?
You also see behind the bar, not a kid in the way that maybe Spice has described. This is an individual who is maybe 20, 21, and no longer a delicate, soft kitsune. This individual has ink, and you can see as they turn to look at the person who is coming in through the door, the ink shifts and moves in patterns, like electronic impulses can change these tattoos as they sort of see fit. They open their mouth, they begin to talk to this person, but through the glass of the window you can't make that out. But that does seem to be the person that Spice has mentioned previously.
A-Wowie.
Owie.
Owie.
A-O-I is how you spell it, Owie.
A-O-I.
And you can see the hair is kind of in like a pixie cut, swept to the right side. The left clean shaven, nearly up to the part. There are piercings in the right ear as well. And you can actually see like before those impulses change with a 31, she like touches the piercing and that seems to be what controls these tattoos. But Echo continues to drive. You enter passing by several different buildings, and if there is anything that kind of strikes your interest on the map, please let me know and I can describe it to you. But
What does the old church look
Yeah,
like?
we're gonna pass it. That's the
Okay.
one thing I was thinking of.
as you drive by the old church, which I believe is on your right, this is an old Spanish-style church. You can see high steeple that is actually the highest point in the town. Or it was. Looking beyond it, you can see to the north, the military complex has now buildings that are taller. But you can see, different than the previous time you've been there, all the windows shuttered, the front of this building badly damaged. And you also see in the front a 2-foot-tall pedestal of polished black marble that seems to be speckled with flecks of quartz. And there's a little plaque on it as well.
Squid.
In the sun, super shiny. Make another perception check.
What's the plaque say? Cocked. 14 plus the 13 is a lot.
27.
27. To look at this plaque.
You squint and in this flash. First of all, it's almost, it looks like real silver, and so the reflection blinds you right after you read it. But in that, and so actually the letters are almost burned into your vision. You see the plaque reads 0405 2249.
0405.
The Golden Eye Rebellion was ended at this spot by the brave actions of the GPF Elite Guard. Perdido thanks its heroes.
Golden Eye Rebellion. Okay. And 0504 what?
0405 2249. That's a date.
Yeah.
April 5th. And it says, the Golden Eye Rebellion was ended at this spot by the brave actions of the GPF Elite Guard. Perdido thanks its heroes.
Okay.
You pass by the old church, boarded up, looks burned, looks damaged on the front, perhaps from a firefight. But you pass. Any other buildings that you want to know about as you go?
All of them?
Do we pass on the way to Eats Meats? Do we pass Ruby Eyes?
I don't believe so,
Okay.
but you can also
the
you can
north.
ask Echo to take a long route if you want, but it's also up to Echo.
Echo, do you want to take a?
I want to go by legs.
It is best that we proceed as planned to Eats Meats, and later we can check out Ruby's.
Counterpoint, I think we should get a lay of the land before we go
to our final destination.
Okay.
I love
Good
that.
job.
I love that.
And before too long,
That's great.
you get to this site. It's not a shop front like the other shops that you've seen. This is a large building with a number. Actually, you see there's 2 identical Eats Meats trucks to the one that you drive out front. Both very kind of junky old vans. You can see on one of them beneath there is written Perdido. Underneath the other is Azamesh.
What's under ours?
You would have seen Perdido as well.
Oh, okay.
And it seems like these are probably multiple locations, and vans that probably have homes in those locations. And I would say, actually, Spice, you know, Azamesh and Olvidado are both other towns in Akaton.
Okay.
Echo. The first thing that catches your eye is the person, or android, that seems to be working on one of these vans. Seljun Demay had intimated that it was just another android, although you had maybe observed they're not terribly good at differentiating androids. Echo, you see a very similar Echo unit to your own. This one, similar Coke bottle eyes, lithe design, slightly
Not
different
sponsored.
biological components. You see blonde-green hair and a very similar style to yours. You also see they wear a holster at their hip, although no weapon within. You can see a small stuffed porcupine that is kind of stuffed into that little holster area. They are wearing an Eats Meats jumpsuit, and they seem to be working on this vehicle. But as you pull in, the door seems to automatically open. Are you continuing inside?
So they're on the outside?
Yeah, they seem to be kind of like getting out of their van.
Echo would take note of them
Okay.
and just kind of like.
As you pass, you can see it's almost like mirror images through the glass. These red Coke bottle eyes, slightly narrow, and yours just kind of wash. And then you disappear driving into the
It's
Eats Meats,
evil timeline.
The door closes behind. You all find yourselves within what is essentially a large warehouse. And there are boxes of Eats Meats everywhere. You can see, and Gibbs, for you see Eats Meats beef, Eats Meats chicken type, Eats Meats clam type, Eats Meats sea type. All the different types of Eats Meats here, not just the beef pucks that you've been subsisting on. You see shrimp type. You see types that you don't even recognize.
I was gonna say, are
Sea
there like
urchin!
Toto types?
Oh my god!
A lot of
Bubs
types.
is glad he can't smell.
It starts to just salivate, just letting it drip on her fur.
Yeah.
As she's.
And every single box you see marked very clearly, burned into the wooden crates, vegan. So, all Eats Meats is vegan.
It's just sawdust.
You don't really know what it is. That being said, there are boxes that kind of line the walls here. There is space for another van. You can see like grease stains, and probably they do come in here. And then behind you, the door opens, the just swinging open door, and this Echo unit enters. You can see they're like wiping off their hands. Their eyes still very much in this dark space, like glowing at your van.
Psst. Did you know me? Psst. That's probably our friend. We should go say hi. Psst.
Echo's
Echo,
just
as
like
you're watching, you
focused.
see the eyes like approaching from behind Gibbs, like in the window, and then Gibbs, when you're like, "Psst, we should go," and you turn, there are just glowing red eyes, inches.
Hi!
And there is a little tap tap on the window.
Oh, cranked.
Echo like fully gets out of the van.
Okay, you begin to get out of the van. You crank your window.
And I scamper out of the window and just slide down. Let's go next to Echo.
We have a delivery.
From.
I believe it is expected.
You are from Seljun Demay.
That is correct.
Very well. And the eyes kind of narrow for a moment, and then they turn and leave. The door opens.
Can I squint at that porcupine?
Yeah.
I
What
want
do
to
you-
sense motive the porcupine.
Make a sense motive check.
Is this a. Yeah.
Yeah, Bubs is also gonna
I have a good sense
notice
for what you're
the
looking
porcupine as well.
3 plus sense motive. My sense motive's high. 14, so 17. Love for Gibbs, but.
Looking at this porcupine, there is something about it that does feel familiar weirdly, but it doesn't quite come to it.
Bubs just wants to notice it.
Okay.
You
So done.
noticed.
Yeah,
There's
well,
a porcupine.
he wants to know.
I just noticed this.
Does Echo get a sense of like age to this other seeming Echo unit?
Make a sense motive check. This is you reflecting on the elements of yourself and how they compare to this individual.
Oh, my luck got used up really early.
I think I unlocked the cat door because we were letting him in and out for something else. Oh, it was when your dog was here. So that if he wanted to escape, he could. But they were friends.
11.
With an 11, looking at this individual, hard to tell. A lot of the components in terms of the mechanical parts, identical. But the biological components are all different. Hard to tell.
She wants to go to the bathroom.
But yeah, I mean, if he comes back down, you can just let him use the bathroom. It's fine.
Okay,
So they're a cutie.
Echo is kind of like not listening and like heads in the direction of the supposed Echo unit.
Sure. You walk and follow them back out to where their van is. For the rest of you, are you following Echo or are you staying? It's okay. So everybody
I
follows.
guess we're getting out of the back of the van at this
Scar
point,
from.
then.
I mean, they know her from Seljun.
Echo, you open the door and the bright light of Perdido's noontime sun just shines in. And the Echo unit looks up. They're kneeling now. The jumpsuit sleeves pushed up to reveal just more mechanical arms, so kind of like pointless to do, but they're working on this van and they look up. Can I help you?
I apologize. Are you also an Echo unit?
I am an Echo unit. I am Echo Unit 61921, but you may call me 21.
It is a pleasure to meet you. I am 72549. But of course, 549 will do.
Very well, 549.
21. How long have you been here?
I have
Working for
been here.
Eats Meats?
I have been on Perdido for 6 years. I have worked for Eats Meats for 4 years, 3 months, 2 days, and 1 hour, and 2 hours.
We met him at the changeover. Wow.
Do you also work for Seljun Deme?
Seljun Deme and myself have an arrangement perpendicular to Eats Meats.
Again, forgive me for asking, why, as an Echo unit, do you work for Eats Meats?
You are forgiven. And he turns and continues to work on the van.
I apologize. Echo kind of like looks around and says, I was also told that you might potentially have deliveries for us.
He stops this little wrench action and turns. What sort of delivery?
Seljun Deme mentioned that there would potentially be deliveries that you could make towards him.
He looks you up and down. They. There is nothing that is currently available for someone of your. And the android turns, and you turning now, you can see like Spice, Gib, everybody just
Where
right
like
next
Brady
to you.
Bunch heads.
Yeah, exactly. Or your associates would be suited for. However, on Saturday, there is a celebration. This celebration will take up most of Central Perdido. It would be helpful to have an excellent driver then.
It is noted.
Spice is gonna ping Echo with her mind. Ask them about the celebration. What is it for? Actually, would Spice know?
Make a history check.
Gibbs is imagining a really big birthday cake in her head right now, but it's just Eats Meats pucks with gravy in between and candles on the top.
Natural 20.
Whoa!
Wow, second of the
Spice,
game.
how could you have forgotten?
That was the one that
Saturday.
rolled a natural one.
I know. I've only rolled
Been
20s and 1s this
recharged.
game.
Maybe you were trying to forget. But that particular date, here in March, would mark the defeat of the Vesk in the battle above the carbonized wastes. This is probably a military parade that would be happening through this town, and so the participants of this parade are almost entirely going to be several companies of GPF soldiers. Bubbles, did you mention the ships that you saw flying overhead?
I think Bubs is such in his own world right now. I don't think he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
It's you just gotta play Bubs.
Everybody hears, "Oh fuck" in their mind, but not out loud.
Echo like kind of like it's like okay, and it is noted. I shall return on Saturday.
Very well. They turn and continue to work.
Echo just walks away.
Bye, 21.
Do you whisper that?
Goodbye.
They don't seem to hear it.
Rocco, are we're gonna refer to our aura space covers.
I like how you guys are like, we have one cover and we're sticking to it.
Echo just kind of like looks over. It's like, I prefer not to be known as
36.
Rocco. You, no.
Okay. Okay. What number do you prefer today?
I have not a number.
Just Echo is fine.
Okay, Echo. Was he seemed like a bust. Should we just drive around?
I think we should go to Jazzy.
Jizzy Jeff.
Yes.
Jazzy Jeff.
Jazzy
She responds
ship.
to all of them, don't worry. She says with her mind.
And the Freshie Prince.
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah.
I think now is a good time to go and explore
I kind of want to.
discreetly.
Can we pass by the rubies?
Of course, we should probably go in teams.
Oh, you want to divide and conquer?
I don't think that's a good idea.
And I think that might be a good idea. Me and Shade could go up and...
I squint at that.
Yeah,
You
Spice
do? I
does
mean-
too.
Make a squint
Yeah.
check, please.
We weren't working on the arms. We were just fucking in the.
Yeah.
It's the new
Sense
armory.
motive, 14 plus
The
14
engineering
is
bay.
27.
It's the new armory.
14 plus 14.
I mean, you definitely get the sense
Yeah.
that Bubs is like, you've never, first
Get
of all,
out of this love triangle!
you've never seen Bubs away from Spice for this extended period
Right.
of time, such that each time you look at them, you turn and you're like, wait, they cut their hair and I didn't
Relationship with
notice.
Spice
Or like,
ended.
you always are like,
Shades
wait,
back.
something's different. Oh, half of their mass is gone. Certainly, it seems like there has been a shift, and you would clue into that.
Bubs.
what is it?
Why are you avoiding Spice?
Why are you being weird?
I'm not avoiding anyone.
That's a lie.
I'm just trying to process some things. You know, it's just... Look, I don't know what this has to do with the mission. Shouldn't we be focusing on the mission?
And he's gonna look to Echo and Shade, who always say, "This has to do with the mission."
Yeah, but if you're compromised...
Can't pull it together. This is our biggest bounty yet.
Bub's not spending an inordinate amount of time with you seems healthier than the previous situation.
Well, I think we should all stick together anyway.
I do not think a large group of us walking together through a city as seemingly unpopular. We didn't see like tons of people out on the street, right?
A few, but no, this is not a place where people are just hanging out outside. It's kind of a dangerous town.
A large group of people would attract more attention. Smaller groups would mean we could not only visit more locations in a shorter span of time, but also draw less attention. And again, the point of these trips is to draw less attention while also gaining more information.
Come
I
on.
agree with Echo.
All right.
Who's going to Ruby's with me?
I want to go to Ruby's.
Oh, okay.
Echo, you're coming with us. They can have their thing. And she flicks her hand.
Okay. So, Echo, Spice, and Gibbs, you guys are heading to the Ruby Eye compound?
Yes,
Yeah, but we
are.
should do this on foot.
That is the plan.
Oh, we're just leaving. Oh, we were.
The van must remain at the Eats Meats distributors.
Oh, wow.
We'll reconvene here.
For what it's worth, you still have the keys. I know, buddy. You still have the keys, and so you could take the van. It is available to you if you do want to use it. That said, it's an Eats Meats van, and so if you're driving to, like an
That
arms
itself
dealer,
draws attention.
yeah, there are places where it definitely blends in, and places where it would definitely stand out. So depending on where you're visiting, it may be an effective cover.
Bubs is going to after that conversation, he's just gonna take a deep breath. And as he's like kind of like, he's like probably like walk away, waiting for like where me and Shade might like split off. He's gonna have a cigarette alone, and he's just gonna think, like how he was on Dorado. After the dinosaur fight, he was like talking to himself and building himself. It's like, you got to keep it together. Come on, Bubs, you can do this.
Okay.
Does Gibbs have oxycodone in her med stuff?
I'm gonna say you probably don't have any scheduled narcotics.
Right.
You have like.
I don't think Bubs would take.
Yeah, I think it.
No, I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the drug dealer you're going to.
What is
narcotics. That being
doing
said,
this session?
Given your knowledge and background,
I can make
you could
drugs
probably synthesize them.
Yeah, that takes time.
It does take time.
Yeah. All right.
Now, Shade and Bubs, is there any place that you are going, or are you just kind of having a break?
I gotta take a look at this map.
Okay.
I would work
So
out.
you
with
guys take a look at the map.
key.
Yeah, I imagine Bubs.
Well, I feel like we would work out who's going where to get a full lay of the land. At least Echo and I probably would
I
coordinate.
would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. So, thinking about this, Echo,
do that quietly.
Spice, and Gibbs,
Ooh, probably.
where are you trying to visit? What is your
So,
tour?
Ruby Eyes.
Ruby, funnily enough, though, Ruby Eyes and Jazzy GIFs are in like the same district.
Okay.
Just so everyone's
Okay.
aware, we're like basically going in the same
I don't know
direction.
where we're supposed
Because
Oh,
here's Ruby's Eyes, here's Jazzy GIFs.
Oh yeah. So we'll do this like green, yellow.
No, because they're going to Jazzy GIFs, which is right there. Oh, do you want
We
to go
don't-
somewhere
we don't
other
know
than
where we're going
Jazzy
yet.
GIFs?
I don't know.
No,
I
how
don't-
about we do that? So we'll take this upper section that's green, and you guys can figure out where you want to go.
We can figure out next episode.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
whichever
it's-
place that makes the most sense for us to check out, because I can't tell on
So,
this map.
no
what-
worries. So we'll jump
what
back over
everything
here to you
is.
guys.
Yeah.
The three of you, really Echo, but then the two of you tagging along, make your way over to the Ruby Eyes clan compound.
Do I see any Yosokis as we go up?
Make a perception check.
With I want to like a little bit blend in, but I know that probably won't work. Fuck, 4 plus perception's high, 13, so it's 17.
As you walk outside, the noonday sun, hot. And so, looking around, almost nobody out in the street. You would imagine this is a time where people try to avoid being outside, and so you feel kind of exposed as you walk. There aren't a lot of people out here. No Yosoki. But as you walk towards the first intersection away from the Eats Meats factory, you see your first other folks. There's a black, almost armored vehicle that's parked on the side of the road, and standing, seeming to just kind of observe in the same way that police might, there are 2 GPF soldiers. You can see both carry, in a pretty casual way, but still certainly not like in holsters or slung across their back. They are holding firearms of some kind, long arms. And you can see they are watching. The one who is kind of with their back to you right now turns, and you can see like a visored face that looks at the three of you as they approach, but they turn back and they seem to be talking. If you continue to walk in that direction, are you going to continue?
Guys, I think we should maybe visit Jazzy first. I'm starting to think that Ruby Tuesdays is a little bit deeper. We should get more information before we go there. This is a little bit intense.
Okay, but act casual. We'll just turn at the
We're
next
in
block.
the back of a van. Oh,
No, we're
oh,
walking.
Oh yeah,
Walking.
Spice is walking with
So-
her 2 arms.
4 arms.
4 arms. Yeah, her 2 extra arms being as
Your
natural as
forearms
she can.
now.
And with Shade's abilities, Shade has kind of accounted for the fact that it's going to be awkward, and has almost put in like, what is
Counterweights?
There's a word for it. It's like a muffler, but for movement, so that when you move, the movement of your false arms is somewhat reduced, so they're not just going all over the
Okay,
place.
good.
So it looks relatively natural.
With those
You guys
spider
turn at the next block.
costumes.
I just don't want to make our way toward Ruby Tuesday. But are we being followed?
Now, as you turn, are you trying to use stealth in turn? Not like try to like sneak and tiptoe, but you're trying to use like social stealth. You're like trying to make it
Yeah,
not obvious.
casual.
Make a stealth check.
All of us?
All of you. It's a group stealth.
You get a benefit for being a street rat.
I do.
I read through your street rat things.
Thank
earlier.
you, because I have
Where was this when I was looking
that. I
at
love
21?
to see it.
Um,
Okay. I rolled really good
if you
too.
wanna, Whenever someone tries to notice you, search for you, or pick you out from local citizens, you
Yep.
can attempt a stealth check to hide as part of your action as you begin. Blah blah blah. I don't know what the benefit is.
20. Well, I got a 28 without
That's
it,
pretty
so.
What was yours, Gibbs?
Like, I don't know, like a 4 or something. I got a 5.
Okay. So, Gibbs.
Can I use my buff here for gifts?
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
As Gibbs is walking, you are dressed as a chef still?
No, I'm just naked
Naked
Gibbs.
with a baseball cap.
Not naked, baseball cap and backpack.
And I think I should have put sunscreen in my butthole and then, like, forgot.
So, as you approach, one of the GPF soldiers turns around, the one with the visor, and looks at you. And you can hear, even from about 100 feet away, is that Yosoki naked? You see the person next to him, like, looks over everybody and then kind of nudges them and just goes, it's just a diverse group, man. Just be cool. And they just, like, kind of turn and you just kind of walk using the fear of somebody being perceived as casually racist to step through the landscape.
Woo!
No problem.
Wow, that was a close one. Maybe you should get your fucking clothes on.
You turn off into the alley, and in this alleyway, you can actually see almost like the reverse side of the block that the Ruby Eye Clan compound is. The flashing, flickering neon sign of Jazzy Jeff's Liquors. There is a concrete ramp that goes up to the door, and it is like an old style, like you have to physically manually pull the door open. You can see a little bell that goes off. It looks almost like a 7-Eleven. Not sponsored.
Spice is gonna go up fully masked, not say anything to Jazzy first, but then point at the listen to voice affecting liquor.
Okay, I like it. So you enter the door. Ding, 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 ding. Little bell goes off, and you can see standing behind. He whirls around to face you. This is like a 26-year-old human, give or take, like mid-20s. You can see the mullet that they have. He's beautifully styled. Each curl, it's like curled, and you can see there's like a product that's been working into it. So it's like these really, really tight little curls. And then there is a bright pink windbreaker that has these little orange sprinkles. And as they turn around, you can see like they're metallic orange. And he wears silver parachute pants. And as he turns, he's always just kind of moving a little bit, like he's kind of dancing to a song that you can't hear. And you can see he kind of looks you up and down. As you point, he turns back, and he goes, "You want the whiskey?
Yeah!
I got the whiskey for you." He turns around, he grabs it off the bottle, turns it back over, and just goes, boom. It almost like cracks a little bit, and everything kind of shakes on the counter. He goes, "What else?
Cotton candy anything.
Cotton candy, anything? I got cotton candy for you. Candy? What kind of candy are you looking for?
Cotton candy.
Cotton.
And I squint, and I want to do either a medicine or sense motive. What's this guy's
Make sense motive
flavor
check.
of choice?
I would say you get the sense that very quickly, as soon as you said cotton candy, it was like the word candy clued him into something different. His whole demeanor changed.
Cool.
He seemed to get a little bit more excited.
28 again.
A 28. When you said candy, that is a code word for
Drugs.
narcotics. And so at this point,
You didn't know
when
that?
he said
Like,
what,
you know the rave
when he
race
said
thing?
what kind of candy, and you said cotton candy, he got a little confused, and then you said sugar, and then he got real excited. And so now he leans and he goes, "What kind of sugar you want? You want uppers? You want downers? You want to see the special Jazzy Jeff menu?"
Definitely the menu.
That's scary.
Me too.
Is your friend cool? Is your friend all that?
It's just Spice like nods furiously. Like,
He's just like standing there.
Yeah. But what's your favorite?
Hang on 1 second. Pull out Jazzy Jeff's menu.
Jazzy's so cool.
This is not.
Did I not print out Jazzy Jeff's menu? Sorry. Okay, I'll have to read it off to you. Just give me a second.
Not CJ Jesse Chiff.
I have every store in Akaton except apparently Jazzy Jeff's Liquors. Give me 1 second.
What's so secret? You don't even have it.
Guys, I've never actually been to a rave.
I don't believe- I don't believe
1,000
I have
times.
Rave.
You've never been to a rave? I've been.
I have raves.
I don't like loud music.
You looking for dark sugar or light sugar?
What? I want to pass through this interaction with whatever answer I think he will be most thrilled with.
So squinting at him, You can see he looks a little excited when he says dark, and a little
Porque
less
no
excited
los
when he
dos.
says. And so you recognize this is like a marketing thing. He is doing a thing where he's like, "Oh, I would buy this one, but of course you could have this." And so you get the sense that he is trying to upsell you this dark sugar. The light one's probably fine.
Okay.
I will take one, please.
Yeah, the light sugar is fine.
Spice will ping Gibbs and say, ask for both. Ask to see both. We're buyers here.
I
¿Por qué
don't
no
want
los
that.
dos?
Just light's fine.
Light's fine. Well, that's good. 1,000 credits.
Okay.
This is the good sugar. Real sweet. Real sweet to your
Spice
soul.
rolls her eyes but doesn't say anything. And starts pouring shots of the Shinto liquor.
You go to open. He goes, "Oh no, please don't open."
Okay. That plus this.
Okay.
Plus pink peppermint vodka.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But you're buying the candy?
Yes.
That's 1,000 credits. I'll throw the other things in for free. He goes back and turns. You see him just pull off like a little, not quite a fifth. It's like a half of a.
Yeah.
It's like one of those like flask-sized bottles of peppermint vodka.
Has Gibbs just been peer pressured into a drug purchase?
Gibbs is buying cocaine right now.
Yes.
Did
Okay.
you not realize that?
No, I
was
kind of
happening?
like I know like Gibbs has never done drugs in her life. She literally just scolded for smoking. What do you think she's gonna do with it? But anyway, she's like, okay, but also, you've been here a while, haven't you?
Yeah.
How do you like what's going on in Perdido? How do you feel about the vibe?
The vibe.
Yeah.
The vibe. Jesse Jeff has his own vibe. That's why I stay here as much as I can. But it's a little dark for my taste.
Right.
Not gonna lie.
Okay.
A little dark.
Okay.
A little dark for Jesse Jeff.
And sit. The guy,
Yeah.
the general guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts on him?
C2?
Yeah. Does he come here?
Uh,
Is he a patron?
Make a diplomacy check.
Oh shit. Okay. 16 plus 10.
26.
26.
You guys aren't like the cops.
No. We're just, to be honest, we're just a little new in town. I'm so sorry. Yeah. We're trying to make friends.
All right.
Okay.
Jazzy Jeff doesn't want to get in trouble, so
Okay.
look. Sorry, what was the question? You Jazzy Jeff is so hard.
I'm trying
Love
to
Jazzy
get
Jeff.
like.
Feel
I
the
want-
vibes. What are the vibes?
Yeah, I
Tell
want
us
to be
the
his friend.
vibes.
I want to see what his relationship
Oh,
is
you
with.
asked him if he came in, right?
No, I asked him if the governor was a patron of his. Because the
Right.
governor likes to party, so I'm trying to like stitch the things together.
Right. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me pull up last week's session. Okay. So, you asked Jazzy Jeff, and you can see he looks nervous. He asks if you're a cop.
Yeah.
And that as soon as you kind of put him at ease there, and my computer loads, give me 1 second. He's going to tell you, this governor,
Yeah.
he's not a nice dude. His vibe's not good. And so I try to stay clear of the governor, but he's tried to come in 1 or 2 times. Usually he sends that captain of his, and the tall lady too. Kind of like the tall lady, just quiet, kind of stoic, you know, not real fun, bad vibes. But I shouldn't tell you this. This isn't gonna get back to Jazzy Jeff. Well, he spends some time every other Saturday, the day after payday for the GPF, at the Oasis Casino, and he bets on the Brawler's Ball, like a fighting competition. And every other Sunday morning, right after, he goes to Marta's flower market and he gets flowers for his wife to appease her because he loses a lot of money at the Oasis Casino, I think. And then the first Friday of each month, he goes with a few other people to Kilroy's. Has you been to Kilroy's? It's a canteen. Jazzy Jeff likes the canteen. A lot of GPF folks hang out there. You would think bad vibes? Not so. At the Kilroy canteen.
Okay.
Boy was here.
But the first, that's what it's from.
I love that.
First or last Friday of each month, he goes there. And then he goes to Legs right after.
Okay.
But he doesn't come here. These are good vibes at Jazzy Jeff's.
Good vibes only, and I appreciate that you're you're the purveyor of good vibes.
Yeah.
And I slide a cred stick and an eats meats puck over the bar.
Takes him, kind of looks at the eats meats puck and goes, cool, for later.
Yeah,
He puts it in his
yeah.
pocket. He takes the cred stick and he slides you over first this little thing of vodka, then this voice-changing whiskey that Spice has already opened, and then he goes beneath the counter, he unlocks something, he zips open a bag, and you hear a bunch of little plastic things rattle around, and he pulls out, it looks like a tiny hockey puck. Although you can unscrew the top, and within, it looks like little, almost like sand, like really, really light sand. And as you look at it really close, you can see why it's called sugar, almost tiny little crystals.
Oh, true.
I take it and put it in my pocket. Oh, but I'm not wearing my vest.
Spice takes it.
No, not all at once. Those two good vibes.
Right.
You get this once you die.
Okay, cheek pocket, not the place for this. And I put it in my backpack.
There was another pocket that drug dealers often use, and I was very scared you were going to do that.
What?
On my cigarette pouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spice is going to find a yin yang tapestry hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
She's
It's
gonna.
4 or 5.
What?
It's 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, she goes up. She like looks at the white part, but then points to the dark one,
Yeah.
and then points at Candy, and then points at the dark one.
Oh,
You
and
looking for some candy too?
Spice nods.
Oh, all right. You want sugar? You looking for the dark sugar is what I'm hearing.
Spice nods and keeps pointing.
All right. You can see he goes down and he looks up and just goes 600 credits.
what? Why is this one more expensive?
Because you got the good one.
You got
that
the
you were about
good
to-
stuff. Jesse Jiff, give you the best vibes. These vibes are a little darker, a little bit more like seed stew, a little less intense.
Spice crosses her eyes and goes like squints at Jazzy, but then reluctantly hands over the cred stick.
Takes the cred stick. You can mark off 600 credits, and you can add. I have to look up the exact name because I had it listed and they don't have it anymore.
Almost 2,000 credits, and you spent it on cocaine.
I got
1,000 credits.
this guy's schedule though.
And
Yeah.
that
So,
is
like-
very valuable.
Yeah.
That's true.
Gibbs don't know what the fuck she's gonna do with cocaine, but thrilled that schedule.
Don't
And
forget.
echoes at the doorway.
But a lot of bounty hunters got in trouble for trying to follow his schedule. We know that. Don't forget. He
Anyways.
told us that.
Cool.
Cool.
Nice. Well, we'll be seeing you around.
Yeah.
Spice
You know where to
like
find Jesse Jiff?
starts spinning in a circle because
That's
you know.
me.
Well, that's what festies do sometimes. Is they're called spinners. Anybody? No. All
But
right.
he is just like, that's weird.
Okay. And I hold the fake hand and I pull the spice out of here. Okay.
Have a jazzy day.
Oh my god, I love this
I
guy.
love that.
I love this guy. Have a just.
Spice does like jazz hands as she like backs out.
You just hear the first cool, and then you see his mouth just going cool again as the door closes, and he just kind of continues to do jazz hands long after you leave.
Yeah, we walk by and he's still doing it in the window.
2 days later, just sweating.
Tweaking so hard.
He's doing his
Jazzy Jazz is so cool.
So cool.
Jip, whatever his name
You
is.
met Jazz Jiff, and have you decided anywhere that you?
I thought we were going to do a next episode.
We can. No
Yeah.
worries. So,
We don't have the. We have.
as
the
you walk
non-
out of Jazzy
couldn't
Jiff's
find
store,
one that
We can talk.
you turn and know that you can continue down the alley, turn left, and then proceed on to the Ruby Eyes compound, assuming that there are no further GBS patrols.
Oh, we do that we don't. I mean,
No problem. With all of your drugs, you make your way down this dark alley, and because it is 9:25, this is where we're going to end for the evening. So thank you all. Great session. So many great things. First of all, like the role playing from you, that was like such a good scene.
Fire.
Oh my god. That was one of the things where I really wish I had the Elgato to like focus cameras, do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing at a time. Thank you for hanging out with us for this session of Starfinder. We will be back next week with session 41 of Mosaic Team 5. What?
Talon says Gibbs already has so much energy. I just freaked out thinking about Gibbs on coke.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I can't even imagine. That
How do you
is
put in your cheek
Nice.
pocket?
perhaps we'll find out next week if you cannot wait until then. Come hang out with us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Adventures in Alberon Courts of Everest, Session 3. Our group has now entered the Emerald Spire, and it appears to be a shopping episode of sorts. So we'll see.
Shopping!
No.
That is tomorrow at
We're
7
gonna go get a
p.m.
nice
Eastern Standard Time.
bag.
But if you are going to see us next week, we'll see you then. Please stay safe. It is crazy out there. Kara, turn us to break end, please.
Okay.
And now, bye-bye.
Jazzy.
Jazzy.
Jazzy Jeff.